Welcome back to In the Box with Alex. It's a Fifth Line 5-hour show, part of the 5 Region Sports Network. I'm your host, as always, Alex Baumgartner. And Panthers fans, get ready because the Florida Panthers are officially in the 2021 Stanley Cup playoffs. Last night in Nashville, their comeback 7-4 win officially punched their ticket to the playoffs. The Panthers are the second, two teams yesterday clinched, so the Lightning and the Panthers. Carolina was the first team to clinch. So now 3 of the 4 teams in the Central Division have all clinched their spot to the playoffs. It's looking like we're probably going to get one of those 2 to 3 spots just because of the standings right now. And yeah, the Panthers were down last night in Nashville. Sergei Bobrovsky gave up a pretty weak goal at the end of the second, made it 4-3 Nashville. Spencer Knight came in, the 20-year-old, in relief. He stopped every shot he faced in the third period. The Panthers came out. They scored 4. Frank Vetrano got the game winner. Big night from Huberdeau. I think he had 4 points. Owen Tippett got a goal. Everyone's getting on the score sheet. Once again, Barkov looked dominant. And the Panthers scored 3 power play goals last night after being absolutely horrendous against Carolina and pretty bad against Nashville the night before. They scored 3 out of 5 attempts and almost made it 4. We're looking at the standings right now. Carolina currently sits in first place in the Discover Central Division with 71 points, only 49 games played. The Panthers also clinched, have 69 points in 51 games. Tampa right under them at 68 points in 49 games. So based off of what the standings looks like right now, we have to end the season at Sunrise against Tampa. So those are probably going to be the biggest games of the year. I said it a week ago, looking ahead, this Tampa series is probably going to decide what the standings looks like. Carolina's running away with it in terms of games played. They're 2 points ahead of Florida. They also have 2 games in hand, and they have the head-to-head. We're looking at a 2-3 matchup, and it's most likely going to be Tampa. So those last 2 games of the season at Sunrise is probably going to determine who gets the second spot, who gets the third spot, and that's huge. That's home ice advantage in the playoffs. So say it is Tampa. Say you're playing the last game of the season, and whoever wins it gets the second seed. In a best of 7, you're playing in front of your home fans, and the Panthers are going to have increased capacity, about 9,000 in attendance at the BB&T Center for the first round of the playoffs. And if they advance, it looks like they will increase the capacity in the stadium. I want to talk a little bit about what has worked for the Panthers. In years past, we've either not made the playoffs, we've been on the outside looking in, we just snuck in, or we almost missed it by like 1 or 2 points. So it's nice that with a couple games in hand, we are sitting pretty clear of, well, obviously we clinched, but yeah, we knew for a while we were going to make the playoffs. And this team just looks absolutely electric when their game is on. Obviously, against Carolina, they didn't look their best, but they got the last game against them of the season series in overtime. Alexander Barkov is one of the best players in the NHL. I'm saying it right now. He still gets slept on. He's a number 1 center in this league. He can not only score, he can defend, he can pass, he can do it all. If you want to build a franchise around a player, there's probably a handful of guys in the NHL that are forwards that I would build it around. Connor McDavid, Austin Matthews, Nathan McKinnon, Alexander Barkov is right up there with all of those guys. And we've been saying for years, Barkey just needs to shoot the puck more. And well, he has 24 goals this season. And he has, 16 in his last 20 games? Something crazy like that. Jonathan Huberdeau had a 4-point night last night. Those two are probably the best duo right now in South Florida sports. And that's saying a lot considering Jimmy and Bam went to the finals last year. But just this season, those two are absolutely electric. We're looking at the stat sheet right now. Sam Bennett had 3 points. And excuse me, Jonathan Huberdeau had a 5-point night, not a 4-point night. Alexander Barkov also picked up 3 points himself. And both Alexei Heponiemi and Frank Vetrano got on the board. So Heponiemi played his first game in a very long time. Denisenko also got some ice time. No points for him, but he looked really good. Just in the corners, battling stuff like that. Anthony Duclair is still unbelievable. And the Panthers are still missing some players. Hornqvist is still out day to day. And Carter Verhaeghe hasn't played in a while, but the Panthers just continue to prove that they can score without some of these bigger guys, and that's really good. And it looks like they're both going to be ready for the playoffs. They're just precautionary, probably just trying to get everyone healthy in time for the playoffs because you've clinched your spot. you're probably going to play Tampa or Carolina, depending on who slips 2 to 3. I don't think we get the first seed just because of the way the standings looks, but 100% compliment goes to Bill Zito and that hockey operations crew in Florida. Last year, the Panthers, even though they made the play-in round, they looked horrible against the Islanders. They didn't look good at all. This year, contributions from Verhey, Duclair, Wenberg, all these new guys you brought in. You also have Sam Bennett, who you just got at the trade deadline. He has 3 points in I think he has like 8 games this year. He's unbelievable. He's enjoying himself as a Florida Panther. He said in an interview, this is the most fun he's had playing hockey in his life. So that takes a lot when this guy's been in Calgary. He's been playing in Canada. He's played everywhere. Like, it's really good to see guys like that really happy to be in Florida. Brandon Montour looks really good on the back end. Nikita Gusev, in and out. Like, sometimes he has really good games. Sometimes he doesn't look like he's there the whole time. But come playoff time, this team is going to be really good. It's going to be a 6-7 game series no matter who they play. And with the BB&T Center rocking, it's probably going to be cool. I want to talk a little bit about Spencer Knight quickly. 20-year-old came in the last game, made 9 saves in relief of Sergei Bobrovsky. This is the first time I think all season the Panthers have pulled a goalie in relief, non-injury related. The night before Chris Drieger got pulled, Bob came in. Bob gave up a couple goals in the third. Last night, gave up 4 goals on 16 shots. Coach Q said that's enough. We're running with the kid. Spencer Knight came in, had saved every single shot. Panthers absolutely turned it up in the third period. They win 7-4. Frank Toronto still hot. Mackenzie Weegar looked really good. Gustav Forsling looked really good. This team is ready to play. This team, I think they're ready for whoever they have to face in the playoffs. Obviously, we know Tampa is always going to be Tampa. That team hits a second gear when it comes to the playoffs. You're going to have Stamkos back. You're going to have Kucherov back. You still got Victor Hedman, who is probably one of the best, if not the best defenseman right now in the NHL. And Vasilevsky, he should win the Vezina. I don't see a better goalie, bar maybe Connor Hellebuck in Winnipeg. Those are the top 2 goalies in the NHL. And, Florida's going to have a tough series if they play Tampa. They're going to have a tough series if they play Carolina. But these teams also have to be like, oh, no, look out. These Panthers are hungry. These Panthers want to win, and they're going to give us a 7-game series. So, get ready for the playoffs. We have a couple games before that. We have 5 left, so we have to do 2 games against Chicago, I believe. Then we have a Dallas game, and then 2 against Tampa. So that's going to end the year for the Panthers. You got to go. You got to handle your business against Chicago. You got to try and fend off Dallas, who's hungry for that final 4th seed in the playoffs. You went 1-1 against Nashville. So we're looking at it right now. You got Chicago, you got Dallas, you got Chicago twice, actually. You got Dallas once, and then the 2 big games that I've been looking forward to, Tampa. So you need to get a couple of those points. You need to try your best to get that 2nd seed. Who knows, if Carolina absolutely falls asleep for the next couple of games, you might be able to compete for that top spot. But just win as many games as you can, get the best hockey out there, get the best product on the ice. Because come playoff time, if you watch hockey, if you watch the playoffs, you know how high intense those games are. The crowd's bumping, the physicality turns up. That's when you're going to see guys like Duclair, like Bennett, like Gudis. You're going to have these guys throw the body. You're going to have a lot of scrums in front. That's where you're going to need Patrick Hornfist. All these new acquisitions the Panthers brought in. This is a playoff team. They built this team for the playoffs. They built this team to compete with Tampa. They built them to compete with Carolina and whoever they have to face if they keep moving on. The Panthers are here. Make sure you check it out. Make sure you watch all the games. Make sure you interact with the Cats. Make sure you follow our Twitter for all these game updates. There's not much more I have to say other than the Florida Panthers are officially in the 2021 Stanley Cup playoffs. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the 5 Reasons Sports YouTube channel. Make sure you turn on those post notifications because we're going to be doing pregame and postgame shows come playoff time. Myself and Manny, we're going to be on this thing. We're going to be doing game updates every single night as we've done every game for the entire year on our Twitter at FifthLine5R. And make sure you head over to the 5 Reasons Sports Twitter account. Make sure you check out our merchandise store because we got the Cardiac Cat shirt as we had a comeback win last night. We have the Quinville shirt. We have the Bob shirt. And make sure you check out the 5 Reasons Sports Miami Heat show. Make sure you check out the Dolphin show. The draft's tomorrow. And thanks for watching In the Box with Alex. Congratulations. Your Florida Panthers are in the playoffs.